You are lazy. At 17 years old, as a freshman at Penn State University, my college coach would tell me, "You are lazy." And I'd ask myself, how in the world could this be true? Me? Lazy? Absolutely not. I refused to accept this because I was recruited top of my recruiting class in the nation from every Division I university. I was the most hardworking athlete that he found in my recruiting class. I was not lazy, and I refused to accept this. I earned a full scholarship and even pursued my athletic dreams. Me, lazy? Again, I thought, how could this be true? Well, this is what I realized. He was right. There were things that I could do to be better. I began to pay closer attention to the way I lived my life, how I curated my diet, the people in my circle. My home habits became so personal to me. What time I went to sleep, what time I woke up in the morning, and the way I showed up to my workouts. I became so obsessed with the preparation and execution on and off the track. I realized I got better results over time. Now, fast forward 9 years later, I'm living in a new city, new mentor, new opportunities. It happened again. I was met with those same words. Can you all guess what those words were? Yep, you're right, you guessed it. Those words were, "You are lazy." This time, it came from a mentor that hired me in a high-performing sales company. It hit home even harder because he did not know my college coach. I thought, again, I had to accept this. He was right. The same message my college coach tried to explain. This time, I was among 6 other sales reps in this company. My colleagues, I'm looking around. We're all here doing the same job. What separated me from the most successful sales rep in this company? I did everything I was trained to do. Again, how could this be true? My mentor took me aside and said, "Dom, there's a difference in being busy and being productive." And then it suddenly clicked. I got it. There was this thought. I said to myself, I was good, but I wanted to be great. I was good, but I wanted to be excellent. I was good, but I wanted to be one of one. So before you get offended, I don't mean you're lazy like you don't work hard. I mean lazy like in that way that we all can be. Lazy in that way when we settle for average. Lazy in that way when we settle for discomfort. Lazy in that way when we stop ourselves from reaching massive success, simply because we're standing in our own way. I've seen it in athletes, I've seen it in entrepreneurs, and yes, I've seen it in myself. We live in a world obsessed with medals, money, milestones, but without the discipline those things actually take. Look, I know what it's like to win. As an Olympic medalist, I thought, This medal was the reward, the podium, the applause. Here's the truth, guys. Medals tarnish. Records get broken. And the applause, well, that fades in seconds. Laziness isn't about laying on the couch. It's about resisting the work that actually changes you. So what's the solution, you ask? The solution is discipline. I'm not talking about the rigid military kind of discipline. I'm talking about intentional, soul-led, habit-shaping discipline. And it starts very small. It starts with, number one, our home. Discipline starts in our most intimate spaces, when no one's watching. So I want you to ask yourself, are your habits building you up, or are they breaking you down? Are your meals fueling you, or are they draining your energy? Is your space, is it peaceful, or is it chaotic? Our environment shapes our energy, and our energy shapes our outcomes. Number two, our circle. Your people matter. Your energy is contagious, and guess what? So is theirs. So again, I want you to ask yourself, your family, your team, your friends, are they lifting you up, or are they draining your focus? Do they challenge you, or do they just allow you to coast? Growth needs boundaries, not barriers. I chose supreme leadership in mentors and in coaches, people who held me accountable, even when it felt like a gut punch. When I was uncomfortable 70% of the time, it didn't matter because I knew I was growing. Now in 2025, I can teach those very habits that once stretched me. And all I can say now is, what a full circle moment. Community starts in the mind and in the heart. It's not just where we live, it's how we live. When you're intentional, generous, and consistent, you elevate everyone around you. But when you operate from ego, fear, neglect, that energy, it spreads too. You want change? Then you go first. Lazy people wait for direction. Leaders, we create it. Leaders are the ones who give without recognition. Leaders, they keep on showing up, and it doesn't require an audience. Because the truth is, your community is a reflection of your contribution. I'll say that again. Your community is a reflection of your contribution. And number three, finally, your community. What we practice personally, it ripples outward. Discipline becomes how we show up. How we show up for strangers, how we show up for our city, and how we show up for the world. Your community is a reflection of all the contribution that you give. Don't downplay that. How you speak to a server. How patient are you in traffic? How generous are you when no one's watching? Discipline, it isn't glamorous. It's showing up. It's doing what's hard, and it's doing it consistently. I know you all love that word. Discipline is who you say you want to be every January 1st. Remember that person? That's discipline. Discipline, it doesn't just build champions. it builds communities. So if you believe you're too tired, you're too busy, guess what? You've already chosen laziness. But if you choose discipline, your habits create vitality. That vitality fuels your relationships. And those relationships build resilient communities. When I stopped chasing medals and started chasing vitality, my world expanded. Business grew, relationships deepened, and my purpose became so much clearer. Why? Because greatness isn't about what we collect. It's about what we give and how fully we live. So yes, I'll say it again, and I'll say it with a smile. You are lazy. But now you know what I mean. It's not an insult. It's simply a wake-up call. The finish line, it was never the goal. It was the most incredible classroom that I could have ever dreamed of. The real race is becoming the best version of ourselves, and then using that strength to lift others. So, stop waiting, and I want you to stand in your own truth, stand up, and I want you to do whatever it takes. Find the discipline, starting at home, with your circle, and then your community. So today, I thank my college coach, Mr. Chris Johnson, who is now the head coach of the women's track and field program at the University of Arkansas. I'd like to thank my business mentor, Mr. Ty Freeney, who is responsible for creating over 100 millionaires. Because they didn't just see where I was, they saw where I could go if I stopped being lazy with my potential. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to stop being lazy and actually tap into your greatness? Because when you rise, we all rise.